Hey guys, it's Shane Scott from thespirituallitigator.com. I am an attorney and I am also a coach who helps busy professionals align with the spiritual side of their business by using simple spiritual techniques. And I just wanted to hop on really quick and talk about a topic that I've seen come up a lot recently. What I'd like to talk about is letting go of the past so that you can move on. And I was talking to a close friend recently, and I was also thinking about how a lot of us tell the same story over and over again. And some of us tell the same negative story over and over again. And I sometimes wonder why we do that. Why do we want to keep rehashing this unpleasant outcome, this unpleasant reality that happened a long time ago that clearly doesn't make us feel better, clearly doesn't elevate us, clearly doesn't attract us to an outcome that we want. The reason that we continuously tell these stories is because we want to be vindicated. We want that ex-boyfriend or girlfriend to show up and apologize for what they did. We want that supervisor who was a jerk to us to come back and say, you know what, I'm sorry. This is why I did this, because I'm insecure and it has nothing to do with you. We want that person to who cut us off in traffic to stop their car, get out and say, you know what, I'm really sorry about that. Guess what? That's not going to happen. We think that we are entitled to apologies, and we think we are entitled to explanations, and we think we are entitled to closure. We're not entitled to any of that. I hate to say it, they don't owe us anything. People that did us wrong were there to teach us something. They were there to teach us that we are in a powerless mindset. They are there to teach us that we can improve internally to make sure that we don't attract additional situations like that. And most of us who have gone through really bad relationships or bad job situations, we've become better for it, or we've instead regressed and attracted more of it. I'll give you an example. When I was in law school, I worked for a law firm for 3 summers and a school year, and I was absolutely sure I was going to get hired there. Everyone before said, oh great, you're interning with that law firm. They don't take more law clerks than they have room for. And I was full of it. Okay, I was 25 and I was like, I am set. I'm going to work here. The economy crashed and it took years for it to recover. It's still actually tanking for the law profession in general. And after working there for 3 summers and a school year and being completely certain that I was going to work there, they hired 2 out of the 8 interns. I could have continued to tell this story about how I was done wrong by corporate America and how I had no job at a law firm. I could have sat around and whined about that, but you know what I did? I decided, well, I'm going to practice law somewhere. These guys could have hired me, but they didn't. So it's time to move on. It's time to tell a new story. And that's what I did. I found the job in New Jersey. I sent 200 applications. I got 2 interviews and I got 1 job. And I could have cried in a corner when I got that first rejection email, but instead I focused on the one that was left, and that was the one that I got. And I couldn't be happier now. And I could think, you know what, I just want to know why they didn't hire me. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. They don't need to explain anything to me. They don't need to apologize to me. I don't deserve closure. We can all look back on really crappy relationships and be like, I just want to know why this person did this to me. You don't deserve the closure. Stop believing that someone needs to give you an explanation. If someone comes and apologizes to you, the apology is about them. The apology has nothing to do with you. They are apologizing to you because they want to feel better. But you, yourself, you have the power to feel better before they do anything, because you are giving your power away. You are giving your power away to these other external situations when the power is really yours. So the second thing is, you don't want to give your power away. And you want to, third thing, you want to move forward and tell a new story. I know these things happen to you and they are valid. The pain that you felt was valid. but you cannot keep telling that old story, because when you tell that old story, you're going to attract these same situations again. Hello, Zeph. Thanks for joining. I am talking about letting go of the past so that you can move forward. I talked about how when things go wrong, when people do wrong things to us, hello, when people do bad things to us, we really want vindication, and we continue to tell that same story over and over again. We want other people to come and commiserate with us. We want people to agree with us. Isn't that a horrible thing that person did? Isn't that a horrible thing that supervisor did? At the end of the day, all you're doing is just creating all this negative energy, creating the same powerless situation that you had before. Because usually when these things are happening to us, it's not because someone's punishing us. It's because we're being shown that there is something going on in our subconscious that is creating this over and over again. And we have a choice. We have a choice to change the reality, to change the programming, to think differently, to have a different outcome. But when you tell the same old story, it's so tiring. It's just bad energy, but we've all fallen into that. We've all fallen into everybody get in this misery pit with me. Everybody get in this misery pit and agree with me. Tell me that this thing that happened to me is so bad. We absolutely have a choice. We can change our thoughts at any time. It's not easy. I am not going to pretend that it's easy, because the pain that we feel when someone does us wrong, it is completely real. It is something that's personal to us. So someone else coming and telling you, hey, stop feeling that way, it's going to make you feel worse. You have to move on your own. You have to make a decision. Okay, this thing happened. This thing hurt me. This thing that happened was really unfortunate and it hurt me. But I have the power to move on. We watch these TV shows and they show somebody getting vindicated. They show somebody, direct karma, right? Beginning of the episode, this really bad thing happens. And then by the end of the episode, it's resolved. This bad person gets their comeuppance. Great. I hate to say this, but it doesn't necessarily work that way. Our karma, if you're looking at energies, is created by that person. It's not created by what that person did to us. So somebody hurts us, we want that to hurt them. But it comes from their own energy, because there was something better than the other. Absolutely be creative media. Absolutely. There's always something better, because the universe is always telling us things. Always. When bad things happen, when I didn't get the job offer and I didn't know where I was going to end up. And I could have sat around with the blinds closed and cried and said, they did me wrong. They should have hired me. But it's okay. I moved across the country away from everybody that I knew, and I grew as a person. I grew as an attorney, and I learned how to create my reality so I could help other people to create theirs as well, especially within our careers. And we as professionals know we encounter unpleasant people along our journey, because when you're high energy and you are working with low energy people, they cannot handle it. And it's just, you can tell it when you go to a networking event and you know that someone's low energy. Because when you meet them, if you are at, say, an 8 at your energy and they're at a 6, they either have to come up to you have to go down to them, or they have to go away from you. So when you're in a room full of people and sometimes you can sense that someone is lower energy than you can't really pinpoint it, but you're like, ugh, that person gives you that icky, like, ugh, feeling. They can't be near you either because you're too high energy for them. And as professionals, we've all experienced, thank you, absolutely. As professionals, we've all experienced this. We've all experienced someone trying to undercut us because we have worked on our energy and they have chosen not to. Everybody's on their own path. Yes. Oh my God. Yes, Zeph. Zeph is a rocket ship of energy. Absolutely. And her energy is so through the roof that a lot of low energy people probably can't even go near her. And I mean, I mean that in the best way possible, right? You go into a room, you light it up, and people cannot handle it. I love being around Zeph. I love her energy. Other people probably can't handle it. And we've had people that have tried to keep us small. People that have tried to keep us from getting to where we've gotten. People who have undercut us. We've seen them undercut us. Are you going to sit somewhere and talk about how they undercut you? Are you going to sit there and think about giving your power away? Are you going to think about creating more of that powerless feeling at the next job and the next job and the next job? Yes, You do make their head spin, Zeph. Absolutely. And that's okay. Be you. Do not make yourself small for anyone. If they can't handle you, they'll go away, and people who can handle you will be attracted to you. But you got to let those other people go. You got to let those other people who couldn't handle you go. You got to make room. You got to make room for those new people who are attracted to you, those new people who are on your same level. And you can't be sad about those people that you have to leave behind. Because Steve Harvey said this on his show the other day. Not everybody who came with you can go with you. If they can't, absolutely, Zeph. If they cannot handle you, they are not ready for you. And that is completely fine. They can come back. Filtration system, absolutely. Absolutely. That is exactly what is happening. So I'm going to